Good morning, and thanks for choosing Fox 10 News on this Saturday morning. Today is May 8th. Happy Saturday. I am Gianni Navarro. Well, I'm sure you're excited. I'm excited to hear about the forecast. It's going to be great, isn't it, Matt? Today's been lots of sunshine. Absolutely fantastic. And there's about a million things going on here today and this week. And of course, tomorrow is Mother's Day as well. So a lot going on, and Mother Nature is really working things out for us. We got beautiful conditions. We're starting off in the 50s, so comfortably cool. 51 in Crestview is one of the cooler spots, 53 in Evergreen. Let me zoom on down to Mobile County, 50s here, upper 50s in Mobile. Downtown a little bit warmer in the 60s. Fairhope, you're sitting in the low 50s right now, while we're sitting in the mid to upper 50s as we head towards southern Baldwin County, head down towards the beach. Looking at things on the satellite radar, pretty much clear. A couple clouds passing by from time to time, and that's all we're going to see today. A few little clouds here and there. Otherwise, just a pretty day for your Saturday. No worries about any rain. So let's check out your planner. You can see those temperatures. They'll warm on up, but it's still going to be very pleasant. Low humidity out there for us, and that's always a beautiful thing to say in early May, because this is the time of year where things really begin to ramp up. And this is just going to be, for us today, a very nice spring-like day. Sometimes summer comes a little bit early. Sometimes it holds off a bit, and looks like it's holding off a bit for us. We're sunny and dry here today. That's your top weather headline. Basically about perfect weather here tomorrow for Mom's Day. But as we look ahead, it is going to turn back to the stormy side as we go into next week. Of course, I'll break down all the details of all that coming up in just a few minutes. Matt, thank you. Well, topping our headlines this morning, the Creola police officer accused of assaulting an inmate is now off the job. In addition, he's facing several criminal charges. Now, Gary Davis is out on bond after allegedly choking an inmate at the city jail. According to the grand jury indictment, Davis allegedly put a rope around an unarmed inmate's neck and choked him on April 21st. He's also accused of striking, kicking, and shoving that inmate. Investigators aren't saying what sparked the confrontation, but they say jail security cameras captured everything. Davis is facing 2 charges, 2nd degree and 3rd degree assault.
Vast majority of our police are very good, but there's no special exception for a police officer that allows him to break the law. And in this case, a grand jury believed that he did. Very sad, because we don't condone any officer, citizen, anyone being mistreated, We try to keep, treat people like we'd like to be treated, treat their families like we'd like to, for our families to be treated. And it's just sad when you hear this.
Now, Creola Police Chief Frank Hammond says Davis had been in the force for about 5 months, but has more than 20 years of law enforcement experience. Davis had a disciplinary hearing on Monday and was fired. Now, we tried to get Davis's side of the story, but he told us he had no comment and he did not want to provide the name of his attorney. Well, Clark County Sheriff William Ray Norris is under investigation. He's accused of allegedly using his office for personal gain. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall has begun impeachment proceedings for the removal of Sheriff Norris. The AG's office is charging Norris with 4 counts of corruption as well as 11 counts of moral turpitude. Norris will have to appear before the state Supreme Court next month for an impeachment trial. Under state law, he can remain in office until then. And authorities say all the charges currently filed against Sheriff Norris are civil. The Attorney General's office tells us any criminal charges would be brought separately. And we are continuing to follow the latest developments in the 2021 Alabama legislative session, the lottery and casino bill hitting another roadblock. State Representative Chip Brown of Mobile County confirming the comprehensive gaming bill is dead. The bill sponsors say they don't have enough votes to get the measure passed in the House. The bill had passed the Senate back in April. It would have set up a lottery, casinos, and sports betting in the state if voters approved it as a constitutional amendment in 2022. And the latest jobs report showing hiring has significantly slowed down, but President Joe Biden says the new numbers are just further evidence the country needs more help. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera has the latest from Washington.
Today's report just underscores, in my view, how vital the actions we're taking are. Hours after the latest jobs numbers reveal the U.S. gained just 266,000 jobs in April, far fewer than the predicted 1 million. President Biden worked to bolster his case for more spending, while pushing back on claims that it's the latest spending causing the hiring slowdown.
I know some employers are having trouble filling jobs, but what this report shows is that there's a much bigger problem.
The report wasn't what the president expected to wrap up his week after he'd spent days promoting his multi-trillion-dollar spending plans for infrastructure, education, and more. But Democrats rallied behind the president's messaging. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said in a statement, the disappointing April jobs report highlights the urgent need to pass President Biden's American Jobs and Families plans. Republicans disagree. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy took aim at the Biden administration, saying today's disappointing jobs report confirms once again that President Biden's tax and spend policies are bad for American workers, families, and small businesses. In Monroe, Michigan, restaurant owner Darren Lee says he's been trying to hire for the last few months with no luck.
Everybody's content with their unemployment. They're content with the money they're being paid to stay home and not work.
I think government policies ought to encourage work for those who are able, while being compassionate for those who aren't.
In a statement of her own, Vice President Kamala Harris said roughly 5 million women still can't work due to child care issues, and that the president's plan would help lower those costs. In Washington, Matt Rivera, Fox News.
And next week, President Biden is expected to meet with Democrats and Republicans to discuss his latest spending proposals. And now to the latest in the nation's vaccine rollout. After more than a year of masks and social distancing, doctors say they are close to containing the COVID-19 outbreak thanks to vaccines. Health leaders say more than 150 million Americans have gotten at least one shot, and 110 million are fully vaccinated, helping to push infection rates to a 7-month low. We're now averaging about 45,000 new cases per day. That's a 13% decline from last week. The CDC says most of those cases are younger Americans who have been getting vaccinated at a much slower pace than their parents and grandparents.
We have a long way to go to get young Americans vaccinated. Only about 1/5 of 18 to 29-year-olds and less than 1/3 of 30 to 39-year-olds are fully vaccinated.
Health leaders say a big part of reaching herd immunity will be expanding access. In the coming days, the FDA is expected to give the green light to start using Pfizer's vaccine on 12 to 15-year-olds. And the White House says they're already geared up to get shots. White House leaders say they expect to administer at least 100 million doses between now and the 4th of July. And if you still need and want to get a COVID-19 vaccine, listen up. The Mobile County Health Department is hosting 2 clinics next week. You can get the Pfizer vaccine on Tuesday between 1 and 5 at Centronel High School, or next Friday you can head to Mobile Art Walk between 4 and 7 to get the vaccine at the Downtown Mobile Alliance, and that's on Dauphin Street. Well, Fox 10 News partnered with Infirmary Health for a vaccine clinic to give people the opportunity to get their first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Anyone over the age of 16 was able to get the vaccine at Infirmary's Pro Health for the Fox 10 Get Vaccinated event. The event was free. All you needed was an ID and proof of insurance, but those without insurance were still able to get the shot. Many were in and out within 30 minutes. Protecting family and loved ones seeming to be the main motivating factor. People receive their shots.
A brand new grandbaby in the family, and the job that we do working at the port, we really is best for our interest to get these vaccinations. Better safe than sorry.
I want to be around my family. I got grandkids I want to be around and hug and kiss, and that's the only way to do it. I done had mine, and I want to make sure he get his.
Infirmary Health hit a milestone yesterday, vaccinating a total of 60,000 people. Everyone who received their shot will come back to Infirmary Health in 3 weeks for their second dose. And if you couldn't make it out yesterday, Infirmary's Pro Health will be holding 2 more clinics in the coming weeks. We'll have those dates on our website, fox10tv.com.